We're back. That's it. We're back. Let me paint a little picture for you. 2 months ago! I was at work. I walked in. And, normal day. Shit's going smooth. I get called into the office. They're like, yo, hey, we're going to have a meeting at 2. Okay, yeah, let's have a meeting at 2. I said,
The caption said, if you missed it, my job demoted me at work for making TikToks.
down for the meeting. Okay, yeah, let's have a meeting at 2. I sit down for the meeting. My director starts saying that my TikToks are harmful and threatening, and that if I continued to make them how I was making them, I would be fired. So I stopped screaming in my TikToks. I cut it, cold turkey. And all of the growth I was experiencing, every ounce of what I have worked for my entire fucking life, all of the promotion, all of the growth, all of the chance at being an entertainer, all of the chance at being what I've wanted to be my entire fucking life, gone.
That's some BS. They might have been hating on him, man. They talking about he got to stop screaming. You remind me of Josh from Drake and Josh. They talking about he got to stop screaming in his stuff. Nah, that ain't that bad. We would have to know the subject matter that you're talking about, though. But from what I can see off on the side, it doesn't look like the subject matter is bad. It looks like he just talks about really everything. He done waited 6 years to see Conor hurt his leg. He talking about Conor McGregor fight. He talking just about shows he watched.
All the chance at being what I've wanted to be my entire fucking life, gone. Poof. Everybody left because the screaming was gone. I don't blame them. It's not the content they came for. I can't keep producing it. So he tells me that 2 months ago. 2 months later, I get fired anyways!
Yep.
So they fucked my entire growth, entire opportunity to try and grow outside of the company.
That sounds about right. Because you complied to it. Listen, typically, for one, why do your people at work know about your TikTok, sir? This is where y'all go wrong. So this is where you have culpability in it. Because he's not big enough. He's got 1.3 million likes and 33K followers, which his like ratio in proportion to his followers is really good. So he's got motion. And like he said, they slowed up his growth. They shouldn't have known about your TikTok to begin with. But now setting that to the side for a second, if we set that to the side, just them telling you, because like I said, he's not talking about nothing crazy. He's talking about nerd stuff, to be honest. So once they gave you that ultimatum, do this or else, or it sounds like they just kind of said it. I'm gonna argue that it wasn't in their right to tell you to stop doing your TikTok, especially just the fact that it's just a screaming element. And especially if you don't have any elements, which it doesn't look like in your TikTok, to where you're representing your job. That's why they did it. Because you listen, it's like, oh yeah, we can get him to do anything. There are some situations where you do have to stand on your square and you have to enforce your boundaries. And you can have a social media. I think he's right. I think this is really just because of the success that he was possibly having. And somebody saw it and they see that he's creating a new stream for himself, a new avenue for himself that he could eventually, potentially in the future leverage to possibly either be more abundant while he's working or maybe even altogether can escape having to work. I would still recommend you do. Why not? But he could escape having to work. And so it's possible that people might have been jealous about that. Because like I said, but you're your own man. You have to know what boundaries you can enforce. And like I said, that's just you screaming. That doesn't go against policy. If you don't like it, if it's not for you, then why are you watching me? It's just that simple. Y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And it's literally just a click. So if you're here anyway, you might as well click that like button. And also, if you can hype the video as well.
Okay, y'all. So
her caption says, DFW fired me because of my TikTok about FIFA.
okay, y'all. So DFW, Aberstaffen, ABM decided to let me go because of what I had to say about the World Cup FIFA coming to Dallas and the things of me voicing my opinion. Yep, they fired your girl literally the next day after I posted the video because somebody bitch ass went and reported it to him. But it's okay. It is what it is.
Y'all see a consistent problem.
Better days are yet to come. But I still stand by what I said. FIFA, come in, sit down, and go home. Dallas, we want to keep our economy. It's already too fucking high. Traffic is already too bad. I stand by what I said. I said what I said.
JT in the comments says, so freedom of speech is getting people fired. It's crazy work. I agree. What did she really say that's so bad? I wonder if we can find the real video. But while I'm looking to see if I can find the real video, what do we see? Another pattern of the real reason that she got fired, which is because I'm going to be trying to look at it from the aspect of what could you have kept in your control. I think I do see the video. But I'm looking at it from the aspect of what can you keep in your control? And what you can keep in your control is not having coworkers that follow your social media. Why are people can't wait to just tell everybody about their social media? Because she does have a little bit of emotion on her social media. So some people just can't wait to brag about it and tell people about it and share about it. Or just follow people from work. Why are you following people from work? That's what LinkedIn is for. I'm going to be real. You don't even have to follow people on LinkedIn. I wouldn't even recommend that for real because I'm intentional about you should be intentional about everything you do. So what's the intention of people at work following you? Even on your LinkedIn, I could see after you leave, then you can go ahead and follow everybody so you keep the relationship in your network. But while you're at work, I can only see the risk in that. I can't really see where that actually helps you. The only thing you just did was just make it to where people can monitor you. And that only stands to be able to hurt you. It doesn't really stand to be able to help you, in my opinion. So again, she could have, I don't think we need to watch the clip about FIFA. I doubt she said anything crazy in there. I think she just has an opinion about what it can do economically, which I feel like that's literally not a bad thing whatsoever. But again, where you can control is just keeping your work and stuff private. I wouldn't even, if you can avoid it, if you work in a field where you don't need, I wouldn't even recommend giving your number out. A lot of times you give your number out and then these apps have it set up where just off your phone number, it'll recommend people to you. I wouldn't even recommend giving your number out at work if you can avoid it.
I started taking it serious when I got fired from 7-Up. I was doing.
He got fired. It says he got fired for making TikToks.
Got fired from 7-Up. I was doing videos and there around, got viral. The fucking boss, the manager dude saw it, and then the motherfuckers. I came in the next day and shit. They put me in the conference room. All the motherfuckers came in there to me, but I'm suspended, this or that, da. And they ended up firing me because I went viral on TikTok and shit.
What was the video?
Man, it was something with a pop bottle. I did like.
You notice in every case too, just about it's understood probably at work that everybody has social media and they're using it for however they want to do it. It's once the virality and the fame gets involved, typically that it becomes a problem. Which maybe if I give you a little bit of credit, I could say, and by you, I mean the job, the corporation. If I give them a little bit of credit, maybe they're just using it as a risk assessment because they don't want to be affiliated once you get too big. But I think a lot of it really has to do with hate. I think a lot of it really has to do with, oh no, they're getting to a point where they may not need us, or maybe even envy can come into play because you're building something on your off hours, and maybe even what it could reveal about another person. And by reveal about another person, it's kind of like a reflection. You may be doing something that they're scared of or that they never thought that they could do or whatever, especially once you start having success. And then it ultimately mirrors back their own insecurities and self-consciousness. And so it could be a lot of things mixed in one, especially when we're talking about work dynamics. Work is still very much like courtiership. There's a lot of complexities that are involved in it. Things aren't necessarily linear. 1+1 doesn't always equal 2, especially when we're talking about in a corporate setting. You could being the best worker, getting the best results doesn't mean that you get promoted, right? A lot of things come into play, a lot of complexities that ultimately aren't fair. And really, the root of a lot of the complexities is just the fact that things are being managed by human beings. And so human beings are imperfect. Human beings have insecurities. Human beings have flaws. They have certain things about themselves to, like, for example, it's like if you're just such a great performer, whatever, you have certain situations where certain bosses look at you as competition, as somebody who, if you keep doing too good, you could potentially cost them their job security and take their job ultimately. And so you could be doing all the right things, and because somebody has an insecurity that you may take their job, now all of a sudden you're not getting the outcomes that you actually deserve. And these are the complexities and the dynamics that I'm really referring to in the workplace and things of that nature that have to do with just the flaws that we have as human beings.
Some with a pop bottle. I did, like, you know how pop bottles be having the little like, say if you drop a pop bottle on the head, like on the top part, and that shit just bend up.
Yeah.
I'm like when your girl kiss you on your neck and it tickle, and that shit just went crazy. That shit hit like 1 million in one night or some shit like that. I ain't even show my face in that shit, but they had went on my page and saw all the other videos I shot. I started taking it serious when I got fired.
And yeah, in this case, he was shooting, it looks like, in his establishment, which that's a no-no. Don't shoot in the establishment. Don't shoot with your uniform
I just
on.
got fired from my job because a coworker told the owner that I was making a TikTok. Mind you, this is like the second time I ever worked with this dude, right? So last Friday, we was at a client's house. You know, we bringing stuff in out the truck. We had contractors there. They had to cut out some brick and some tile before we can even get started on the install. So after we finished bringing all the stuff in, we just sitting around because we got to wait for them to finish.
Shout out to Erica in the comments. Erica said, I work full-time. I made about $22K from Facebook this year. Not a single person at my job knows about it. I stopped telling my business about 2 years ago. Shout out to Erica. Because yes, if you can't keep your business, what make you think anybody else gonna be able to keep your business? If you can't keep your own business, what makes you think somebody else is going to be able to keep your business? So yeah, but this is the things, like I said, once you start having success, that could actually equate to extra money in your pocket. And people could be mad about that because they might be living check to check. Don't get it misconstrued. In my opinion, a lot of jobs are designed to keep you working check to check. It's not, I don't necessarily know if jobs in mass is designed to make you abundant to where you don't need it no more. It's designed to kind of string you along to where you still depend on it and where they still have some type of leverage, but you get just enough to where you're comfortable and you're satisfied. And then from that point, it's up to you to be able to strategize effectively to be able to make sure that whatever your goals are, that you can plan for that and that you can, again, strategize to make sure that you accomplish those things. Just like Erica's doing. She's bringing in some money extra. Maybe her job is able to pay all her bills. For all we know, she pocketed $22K. And maybe she was already budgeting her regular job pay. And so maybe this year, because of the extra money, she was able to pocket $40K. Maybe she always saves money from her job and then she made the $22K. And then these are the ways you can start to get ahead, which ultimately starts to make you free. And again, I don't know if jobs just in corporations just want a bunch of free people who are there because they want to be there, not necessarily because they have to be there. I don't know if all the things that they want to necessarily do would still work at that point. I'm not against the job. Don't get that misconstrued. But what I'm saying is they are not designed to just be able to make you free unless you have a plan and you're leveraging it. You're leveraging it.
So after we finished bringing all the stuff in, we just sitting around because we got to wait for them to finish. So I went to the van, about to start making the TikTok. I pulled my phone out, hit the record button. He hit the corner. I'm like, hey, bro, you messing on my TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Joking and shit. And he was like, bro, you making a TikTok? I was like, yeah, I'm finna knock one out real quick. He was like, bro, this is your full-time job. Like, well, you should be making TikToks. I'm like, bro, we not doing nothing. And I make money off here. So this is like a part-time job. I'm like, it take 2 minutes. He was like, I'm all right. After that conversation, I was like, okay, I know what type of dude this is. He pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it. He trying to play it off, but he making remarks like, next week, Rand will be out here, or Rand the shades expert now, knowing damn well he finna go to the owner and tell him to fire my ass. Because apparently I'm like the 8th person this dude that got fired. Like, he don't even work out here. He work out in Florida, but he was only back in Louisiana for a week to help with some shit off for the holidays or whatever. The owner was like, hey man, we need to talk. I've been hearing like you've been on your phone all day, you make TikToks all day, work not getting done, so we just gonna go ahead and part ways. I was like, bro, I don't be on my phone all day. I was like, if I make a TikTok, I make a TikTok in downtime. He was like, well, we usually don't have downtime. I said, we got plenty of downtime. I was like, but you know what, man, it is what it is. I just wanted to clarify that shit. I don't want you just going off of what he told you. And also, somebody else fell through the roof that same day. They also got fired too.
Listen, man, it's a lot of things that went wrong in this situation. For one, it sounds like this your first time working with this dude. You getting comfortable. And again, if you can't keep your business, how you expect other people to keep your business? Now I see why Erica made that comment. Because you're disclosing even more than what was asked. He talking about, I make money off this. So this is like a part-time job too. What was the intention of letting that person know that? Do you think that the natural reaction was just going to be, oh, that's amazing, man. I love that for you. I love that for you while I'm struggling. That would be my reaction. But that's not typically going to be the reaction, brother. So you done let them know that. Then you're doing the stuff on the job around new people that you've never worked with. Listen, get it in where you could fit it in, I guess. I wouldn't recommend that. Just do it when you get home. If it really don't take much time, if it really ain't nothing, just do it when you get home. If you got off time at work and y'all just chilling, just chill. Just be on your phone. Again, I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying you're taking unnecessary risks. And now you just lost your main job, because even when you referred to the TikTok, you referred to it as your part-time job. So I'm real big on prioritization. And I'm real big on keeping your main thing your main thing. So until TikTok is making more money than your actual job, you don't take any crazy risks with your actual job. It's just that simple, because that's the main thing right now. that's driving all the impact. And you definitely don't start doing it when you got new variables coming into the mix in the form of a new person that you never worked with. I don't know if you found out after the fact or during that this person got 8 other people fired, but you don't know this dude. So you seems like an open guy, seems like a cool, laid back dude, but you're a little too open, in my opinion.
Lee Williams just got fired from her job out of nowhere for TikTok videos that she had posted that her bosses did not like.
I just got fired.
So somebody had sent her bosses, the higher ups, some of her TikTok videos to which they didn't like, and now she's confused as to why she got fired. Now technically, most jobs have an at-will termination policy, meaning they can fire you over anything except for discrimination, things like gender, race, and religion, or things like retaliation, like if you report the fact that they are doing something illegal. So now Riley's wondering what she's going to do for money and is still confused as to why she got fired.
I've got an idea, honey. Hit the streets.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
Hit the streets, honey. Let's go ahead and
So I'm a
Lee Williams just got fired for the fact that
Sorry
they are
about
doing
that.
something illegal. So now Riley
She's a track
hit
star.
the streets, honey. Let's go ahead and sell your cheeks online for $4.99. We'll get that money up.
I went to her profile to kind of check things out to see why. It seems as though she posts a lot of videos with dogs, regular girl content, but the one thing that I've noticed with a lot of her videos is it seems to be that she's doing it from within the office.
She got fired for doing TikToks on company time.
Yeah, she got fired for doing TikToks on company time. She was getting paid to work, not to make TikToks. So yes, she was milking the company for money. That's why she was fired. And indeed, she was making TikToks at work. I mean, shocker here. Next comment. How did they even find the video? I don't know. TikTok will recommend people that are in your phone. So if anybody got your number, you're freaking fried.
To the maximum.
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? You see the difference between like people with common sense? You see how him and I both just understood that? See, most people would just see that and they just keep it moving and not think something of it. The first time I ever saw that, I said, that could be a risk. Once I seen it recommends people on the phone, I said, ooh, good to know. New data just got inputted into the system. Let me move how I need to move based off the new information. And see, that's he's also experienced that, and he took that in and he understood that. And he moved right after that. Certain people, they're just not even thinking. They're not even thinking. They're not weighing the risk to reward ratio. Triple R. They're not doing the risk to reward ratio. And that's a lifestyle. I'm not saying be out here just scared and always worried about stuff and how it could affect you. Be skeptical all the time and speculative, but have a healthy level of paranoia. Have a healthy level of paranoia, especially when it comes to your survival, which for a lot of people, their job is their survival. Without their job, a lot of people are worse than paycheck to paycheck. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. P2P, paycheck to paycheck, or Peter to Paul. Both are bad. Both are bad. And a lot of people are in one of those two situations. Paycheck to paycheck or Peter to pay Paul. But yet, they're not understanding, weighing risk, and evaluating that before they take certain measures that can put their livelihood in jeopardy.
People that are in your phone. So if anybody got your number, you're freaking fried.
To the maximum number of strangers is some.
Yeah, and so these people are so stupid. Your job, here we go. Your job can fire you over social media posts, and if it brings bad light to the company, and if you cannot conduct yourself properly on social media, it brings bad light to the company, and therefore 100% grounds for termination. Go ahead, fact check me. I'll wait. Like I said, these companies have full autonomy. They can fire you even
Really
if you're
do.
on the clock or off the cock. Oh, sorry. I mean off the clock or on the clock. For her, she was on the clock or maybe off the cock. You know what I mean? Declined a job offer because they wanted to run a social media background check. Why? What do you got to hide?
Really?
What do you got out there?
Is that what they do now? I feel like it was going to get there at some point. But are we there already? Social media background check. How was that even conducted? I wouldn't even decline. See, again, the difference in how people think. I would want to actually go through the process, even if I didn't want the job, because I just want to get that experience of seeing where things are and what these companies have the capability to do. She talking about she declined it. I want to, yeah, let's run this. I want to see what comes back on this. I would, if I'm already in my mind like I ain't gonna go for this job, I still want to see what technology do you have available. See, that's called keeping a pulse on the market and understanding things. That's why people may work jobs for years or whatever, then maybe they get laid off, fired, quit, whatever. And then all of a sudden they get out here, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I got to brush back up my resume. They're doing AI interviews now where you're getting interviewed by AI. It's like they're in a whirlwind. They don't know what's going on. And that's why you got to try to keep a pulse on the market. And when you got opportunities to try to understand things for free, because at the end of the day, it's going to be free to you to just learn something new. And maybe it will reveal something within your background or on your social media that you then have an indication of what you need to clean up. That's called reverse engineering it. They'll literally tell you, I would think they'd have to tell you what dinged you, right? Because you said declined a job offer. So it sounds like they gave you a conditional offer contingent on the results of your social media background check, just like they're always contingent on regular background checks. But now they've added social media. So usually when it's contingent, then they have to give you the reason why they said no. So I would want to reverse engineer that and understand what comes up so then I can actually go and clean that up. That's just the way I think.
Got your tuna and grits all online. You got your pink taco, your vertical smile, your scrambled eggs between the legs, your bearded axe wound, your tuna tunnel sausage wallet, all online to hang out.
Lee Williams just got.
Because understand this too. If one corporation has it, it's only a matter of time till they all have it. If one corporation already is getting the access to the technology, it's only a matter of time till they all have it. Whatever that company is that does those things, you think they're not marketing themselves? You think they don't want to grow? You think they don't have investors? You think they're not doing investment rounds? You think they're not building sales teams, marketing teams, and reaching out to companies and conveying why they need their product? And if it's valuable enough, eventually it's going to be integrated and implemented over multiple organizations, as well as the fact there's going to be other companies similar to it. So other social media background check companies, you think there's just one background check company in the world? No, there's multiple ones competing against each other. So eventually that could have the potential to just be a normal thing. That's a part of the new interview process because we live in a new world. And corporations are going to be the quickest to be able to adapt to the evolving landscape and technological advances of the world. I would say the government is far more behind and far more antiquated with their technology and their adoption of it ultimately. But when we're talking about on the private sector, multi-billion dollar corporations, million-dollar corporations, fortune companies, they got tons of budget. That's why they always laying people off. That's why they adopting more AI automation, more tools. They got tons of budget. They're like, oh, it does that? Yeah, pick it up. Let's get it. And now that then makes your applicant process harder. So again, evolving landscape, a lot of things changing. You got to just try to move smart and you got to move as best as you can within this environment. And you got to control the controllables. We see people, one of the main things that have been flagging in this video is people just not controlling the controllables. It's dumb reasons why people are getting exposed and ultimately losing their job over their social media. So again, a lot of things, a lot of missed opportunities where you could have actually preserved your job and still continued to grow your platform and got money off both sides and ultimately been getting ahead in life. Y'all, we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels, so that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days, and hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So it's usually best practice, if you want to hype, to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video. And then also, if you want to become a member of the channel as well, the join button's on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments, where it will show people that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join button's on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.